So thank you, Lisa, for the wonderful introduction. Next will be our speaker, Dr. Limin Hu. He's the co-founder of the Limin, which is a unicorn company on the East Bay. Not only that, he will share his personal experience. We know he did a lot of the charity work and also other social effort. This is a wonderful experience he shared with me before, and I'd like to have you listening to his own experience out of his own mouth. Thank you, Limin.
Thank you, Larry. First thing I want to say is that what a wonderful speech. But then I realized that I just had a meeting with Lisa a couple of days ago. No wonder I always feel that something wrong with her nose. Oh no, that was just. Okay, let me. I'm going to take off my jacket. So see, I prepare. I roll out my sleeve already. I like to follow 韩国语. So okay, so I was so happy that I'm the second speaker because 10 minutes ago I just finished preparation of my speech. So a lot of things I just coming out very soon. So the first, I'd like to take this very brief moment to share a few stories of my life. And I have a few. I think that I'm an engineer and then turning into an entrepreneur. And a lot of things I learned I want to share with you. The first thing I want to share with every one of you is really that I came here, land of opportunities, with only $3,000 in my pockets. And then after 5 years, I realized I made 3 big mistakes in my life already. Okay, number one, coming to America. I graduated from National Taiwan University, electrical engineering. The semiconductor was booming in Taiwan. I missed out that. And I came to Berkeley for a PhD, and Silicon Valley was booming. I got a green card already. I don't need to wait for the degree, but I waited for the degree. The third mistake I made was that I went to work for IBM Research. At that point, people said this is a best place. The best place for the computer science. And I went there, and this is what happened, right? I went there, publishing my paper. I was academia. I was very happy. This new CEO came on. His name was Luke Gerstner, 1991. And Luke, and I got an email from CEO. I was so happy. Hey, got an email from CEO. I opened the email, and it says that I still remember vividly. He said, "Papers don't count anymore." I was like, "Gosh, that's my life." I got a PhD. I published transaction papers, and then getting pretty good rating, and then suddenly everything I work for is not worth anything anymore. And then he said, "What's most important is impact. Okay, it doesn't matter you impact to the IBM's revenue, or you impact to everyone's life, you impact to world peace. It's fine." So I decided that, hey, I make enough mistakes, so maybe I should adjust. So I decided to become an entrepreneur. After a few years, I started a few companies, and then one of the company became successful because we got funding from VC. We got angel funding, we got funding from VC, and it's a fintech company, Limin. That was 20 years ago, and this month we just sold the company for $3.7 billion. So that the company was raising money, and I have a group of the partners. Everything was going very well. Then I realized that the life is not exactly what I expected, because then I realized that I have 2 sons. My younger one, that was 2 years old, and then we realized he was diagnosed autism. So you can imagine that I have a lot of failure already. Then the war is closing in, and my wife, and at that point, was getting a depression. It was one of the most difficult decision making in my life, because on one hand, I do want to make a lot of money, because my wife, my family need a lot of resources. On the other hand, is that my son need me the most. Early intervention, 2 to 5. if you don't take care of your son, and my wife probably could not help that much. So she's part of the team, but I had to step up. So I decided, after thinking through, I decided that I'm going to take care of family first. So I went back to my partners at Limin. So I told them, I'm sorry. I have a more important startup at home. So I'm going to take care of my kid first, and I will try my best to help the company. And then, after 3 years, I've been buried with a weekend session helping my son. There was a miracle. He started to talk at the age of 4.5. And the first thing he said is, he called me daddy, in Chinese, Baba. I was the happiest father in the world. That was the happiest moment of my life. But the funny thing is that I went back to company, and then you know what I told them? I told them, hey partners, Limin is not that important to me anymore, because I have a successful startup at home, so it doesn't matter, but I try my best. And to my surprise, life is so interesting. All my partners, they respect me more than before. And this is what they say. They say, I don't have enough time for the company, so I had to work smart, and then I had to find people who can help me. And after 3 years, I got the best experience, because if company running any problem, I say, hey, if company fail, I can always start another company. And then when I see that my family, my son is becoming successful, hey, other obstacle that seems so tiny, right? So we became very, very successful. But the funny thing is that the harder you try, the engineers trying to work very late, very many hours, but missing out some important elements. When you have something more important, and then turn out life's much easier in the company, because you're not worried, and then you're not afraid of the failures. So I want to I want to mention 3 things and what I learned from this experience, right? Number 1 is that you always need to have dreams and passion. Okay, you could be flexible, but you got to have a purpose. You could enjoy, you could have hobbies, you could do something for fun. But if you don't have motivation, you're not going to be successful. Okay, so have big dreams, but you can be flexible. Okay. The second one I want to share with you is really positive attitude. So this is what I learned, right? I say, for my son, I don't care. If I can try my best, then 用中文讲心安理得. If I try my best, hey, whatever comes, you cannot control. And most important, don't compare. You don't need to compare with other people, saying that other people are so happy born in a rich family, or who got a lucky boss. It doesn't matter. Compare with yourself. You do your best, and then you're making progress, and you're so happy with your progress. And when my son could speak, that was the happiest moment for me. It doesn't matter whether, so I feel so sorry for many of my friends. They push their kids to be 成龙成凤, but it's not really better, because you need to share the love and joy with your family, right, with your kids. The last one I want to share with everyone is that, and I realized one thing. In China, I'm going to layer some Chinese, because most people understand Chinese, but we'll cover what I mean. 在中文里面就大家都讲伯乐跟千里马. Okay, so we talk about someone who can recognize other people, or whether you're really very strong talent, right? So what I realized is that today, 千里马到处都是。你不要想你自己是千里马，努力做千里马。其实这个世界现在最需要的、最棒的是做伯乐。So that instead of trying to focus on yourself, I mean, try networking, try to understand other people, because you could be successful. Doesn't matter whether you're entrepreneur or you're in corporate America, right? You need to get out of your area, embrace everyone, understand everyone, because right now who can be successful is only through collaboration with everyone else. You know your strengths and weakness, but the era of single person, single-handedly doing something is over. So you got to work with other people. So that's why the last thing I want to tell everyone is 当一个伯乐，好，不要再想去当千里马。So just I want you to know people, understand people, and work with everyone. Okay, so this is my show talk. Thanks everyone.